Once upon a time, in the land of Punjab, where rivers flowed freely and the skies seemed endless, a story of love, destiny, and sacrifice was born. It is a tale that has been whispered across generations, carried by the winds of time, and immortalized in poetry and song. This is the story of Heer and Ranjha, two souls destined to meet, destined to love, and destined to endure the trials of a world that could not understand the depth of their connection. Ranjha, the youngest son of a wealthy landowner, was born into privilege, but his heart was never content with the comforts of life. While his older brothers toiled in the fields and attended to their father's estate, Ranjha preferred the company of his flute and the tranquility of nature. He was known for his charm and his carefree spirit, but beneath the surface, he carried a yearning for something greater, something profound that even he could not fully understand. Little did he know, his path was about to cross with someone who would change his life forever. Not far from where Ranjha lived, in the village of Jang, was Heer. She was the daughter of a wealthy and respected family, known far and wide for her beauty and grace. But Heer was more than just a beautiful face. She was bold, independent, and fiercely intelligent. She had a spirit that could not be tamed, and while she was adored by her family and community, Heer felt trapped by the expectations placed upon her. Deep inside, she longed for freedom, for a love that would see her not just as a daughter or a bride, but as a soul worth cherishing. One day, driven by a restless spirit and a desire to find his purpose, Ranjha left his home. He wandered from village to village, letting his flute guide him. He was searching for something, though he didn't know what it was. Fate, however, had already written the next chapter of his story. It was on the banks of a river that their worlds collided. Ranjha's music, filled with longing and beauty, reached Heer's ears like a whisper from the heavens. As she approached, their eyes met for the first time. In that moment, it was as if time itself had stopped. The world around them faded, and all that remained was a connection so profound that words would never suffice to describe it. In the days that followed, Heer and Ranjha grew closer. Their love blossomed like a flower in the spring, vibrant and full of life. They would meet in secret, away from the prying eyes of the village. Heer found in Ranjha the freedom she had always longed for, while Ranjha discovered a purpose he never knew he needed. Together, they were whole. Together, they were invincible. But the world is rarely kind to love that defies its rules. Heer's family, proud and protective, could not accept the idea of their daughter being with a man like Ranjha, a wanderer with no wealth or status to his name. To them, love was not reason enough to break societal norms. Their disapproval turned to anger, and their anger to action. Ranjha was banished from the village, torn away from the woman who had become his very soul. He wandered aimlessly, heartbroken and lost. Meanwhile, Heer was forced to endure the weight of her family's expectations. She was married off to another man, a union she had no say in. Her heart shattered into pieces. With nothing left to live for, Ranjha chose a path of solitude. He became a jogi, a wandering ascetic, dedicating his life to the pursuit of inner peace. But even as he traveled far and wide, his heart remained tethered to Heer. Every note of his flute, every step he took, was a prayer to the universe to bring her back to him. Heer, too, suffered in silence. Though she fulfilled her duties as a wife and daughter-in-law, her heart belonged to Ranjha. Each night, she would look at the moon, whispering his name, hoping against hope that their love would find a way. Fate, it seems, was not done with their story. Years later, Ranjha found his way back to Heer's village, his disguise as a jogi shielding him from recognition. When Heer saw him, it was as if the years of pain and separation melted away. They embraced, their love as strong as ever, and vowed to fight for their happiness once more. But the world had not changed. Heer's family, unwilling to let their honor be tarnished, resorted to deceit. They pretended to accept the lovers' union, only to betray them in the cruelest way. Heer was poisoned, her life slipping away before Ranjha's eyes. Ranjha, unable to bear the pain of losing her again, took his last breath beside her. In death, as in life, they remained inseparable, their souls, free from the chains of the world, finally found peace together. Heer and Ranjha's love story is one of tragedy, yes, but also of resilience. It is a reminder that love, true love, knows no boundaries. It defies the rules of society, the expectations of family, and even the finality of death. Their story lives on, not just in the hearts of those who hear it, but in the very essence of love itself. The land of Punjab, where this tale unfolds, is not just a backdrop but a living, breathing character in the story. Known for its vibrant culture, rich traditions, and heartfelt songs, Punjab has always celebrated love in its purest form. Yet, even in such a place, the love between Heer and Ranjha was seen as a rebellion, a challenge to the societal norms that dictated what love should look like. In the Punjab of those days, love was rarely a matter of the heart alone. It was tied to family honor, wealth, and alliances. Marriages were arranged, and emotions had little place in these transactions. But Heer and Ranjha's love was different. It was raw, passionate, and untamed. It was a love that asked for no permission, demanded no validation, and that, perhaps, was why it was destined to face such resistance. Ranjha's journey began with heartbreak, not from love, but from family. Being the youngest, he often felt like an outsider among his own kin. His brothers saw him as a dreamer, someone unfit for the hard realities of life. Their wives, too, resented his carefree spirit and his father's favoritism. When their father passed away, the simmering tensions boiled over. Ranjha, disillusioned and weary, decided to leave everything behind. Ranjha's departure wasn't just a physical journey, it was a search for meaning. With his flute as his only companion, he wandered through villages, his music a reflection of his soul. It was said that anyone who heard Ranjha's flute could feel the depth of his longing, of the kind of longing that could only be understood by another soul who felt the same. Meanwhile, Heer lived a life of contradictions. On the surface, she had everything: a loving family, wealth, and beauty that turned heads wherever she went. But deep inside, she felt caged, her spirit, as free as the wind, chafed against the expectations of tradition. She yearned for someone who could see her not as a daughter or a prize to be claimed, but as an equal, a partner who could match her fire with his own. When Heer and Ranjha's eyes met for the first time, it was as if the universe itself had orchestrated the moment. Words were unnecessary, their souls recognized each other instantly. From that day forward, their love became their world. They would meet in secret, away from the judgmental eyes of the village, sharing dreams, laughter, and a bond that grew stronger with every passing moment. But love, as pure as theirs, is often seen as a threat by those who cannot understand it. To Heer's family, Ranjha was a nobody, a wanderer with no land, no title, and no future. Their love, to them, was an insult to the family's honor, and in those days, honor was everything. When the secret of their love came to light, Heer's family acted swiftly and ruthlessly. Ranjha was banished, and Heer was locked away, her every move monitored. It was a cruel reminder that even the strongest love could be crushed by the weight of societal expectations. But Heer and Ranjha were not like others. Their love was not something that could be erased so easily. Ranjha's heartbreak led him down a path few would dare to take. He renounced the material world, taking on the life of a jogi. In his solitude, he found clarity. His love for Heer became his guiding light, his reason to continue despite the pain. Even as he wandered far from her, his every thought, every prayer, was for her. While Ranjha searched for peace, Heer faced her own battles. Forced into a marriage she did not choose, she lived as a shadow of herself. Though she fulfilled her duties as a wife, her heart remained with Ranjha. She carried his love like a secret flame, hidden but never extinguished. Years passed, but fate was not yet done with them. Disguised as a jogi, Ranjha found his way to Heer's new village. The reunion was nothing short of miraculous, a testament to the idea that true love, no matter how battered or broken, can never truly be destroyed. For a brief moment, it seemed as though their love had triumphed over all, but the forces against them were relentless. Heer's family, still bound by their obsession with honor, feigned acceptance only to betray them in the cruelest way. Poisoned by her own kin, Heer's life was taken from her, leaving Ranjha shattered, unable to bear the pain of losing her again. Ranjha chose to follow her into the next world. Together, they left behind a world that had never understood their love, their souls finally free to be together without fear or judgment. The story of Heer and Ranjha is a testament to the power of love, not just as an emotion, but as a force capable of transcending all boundaries. It reminds us that love, in its truest form, is both fragile and indestructibly a paradox that makes it the most profound experience of all. Though their tale ended in tragedy, Heer and Ranjha live on in the hearts of those who hear their story. They remind us that while the world may try to define and restrict love, its essence remains boundless. Thank you for joining us in exploring this timeless story. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to Lifetime of Lessons for more stories that touch the soul. Thank you for joining us on this journey through the timeless tale of Heer and Ranjha. If this story touched your heart, share it with someone you love. And don't forget to subscribe to Lifetime of Lessons, where stories become bridges to understanding the beauty of life. Until next time, keep the flame of love and compassion alive in your hearts.